Friday. Booze. Anyway, it's been a quick week. With my job now doing I get every other Friday off. Weeks go quick because I don't know what week it is anymore. Yes, well, I'm more than on time. I was already like 10 minutes early just to make sure. And no fire alarm this time, so that's good. Love to see if I get through all of it. I had slept, I guess, weird or something on my neck like a week ago, and it's been bothering me since then, and it's been getting better, but then today it got like 10 times worse, and so I can't really turn my head very quick. So I have to, depending on how it feels, just sitting like this is a constant ache that just starts building up, so see how long I can go. Anyway, I think I was going to go and jump to this one, because I still don't want to do lip syncing. No, I haven't. Well, normally, if I have something really bad, like a bad, because I have this bad habit of normally before bed, if I do anything on my phone, and I used to, I don't do it anymore, but I used to just like lay in bed like with my hand on my head and just press on my phone until I got to bed. Wanted to go to sleep, we go to sleep. But I think after doing that for long enough, it programmed my brain that sometimes I'll wake up like that. I didn't fall asleep like that, but I just do it. And it would get a kink in my neck. And so I haven't. So normally I'm used to some neck pains here and there. It's happened less often. I think this was just sleeping weird. But I'm pretty sure I have like a rotary cuff issue in my left shoulder I haven't taken care of because I'm cheap. And I'm thinking it might be tied to that a little bit. So, I don't know. But the doctor I normally go to is closed on the weekend, so I might try and see if I can set up something early next week and see how it goes over the weekend. But it's just, I can move it all the way, I just have to be slow about it. Well, I have insurance, but when I switched jobs, the insurance I have now is not as good. I worked in medical before, which had great insurance, comparatively. But now, even the better insurance choice that I have is, I still have to get up to, I think, like $1,400 paid out of pocket before they do. So, but that's for the year. So, really, once I hit that cap, I can just do everything I need to for the year. But even after that cap, it's still, I have to pay 20% of everything. So if it's $10,000 for some surgery or something, I still have to pay $2,000 or $2,000 of it. U.S. insurance sucks. Is it? That should be a little better. Oh. Yeah, I put my mic up all the way too. Oh, that might be too loud. How about that? U.S. healthcare is stupid. But I worked in medical, and to see how the regulations work for medical devices and stuff, and it's extensive for anything. And even then, there's loopholes to make it cheaper, but it still is super extensive on some of this stuff that does cost a lot of money, but the companies make a buttload of money from it because they just jacked up the price to 10 times what even that would be needed for. So I can understand why the costs are high to a degree, but not that high, for sure. There was a Twitter thread I saw not long ago where it was somebody asking stories about stories of things people fought with so they didn't have to go to the ER, and it was pretty horrible to hear some of the things. When is E3? Is it this weekend or next weekend? I don't even know. I just know it was coming up. Yeah, a lot of other countries have better. U.S. is a great place, but it's got some very stupid things. This weekend, that's great because I heard that Borderlands 2 is supposed to have a DLC come out, and I'm excited about that because I have a buttload of time in that game. How close does he get? Oh, he gets really close. Okay. I am curious then, but I haven't really looked up anything on it yet. The only things that I saw right now were Portal. No, not Portal 2. Borderlands 2. Because Borderlands 3 is coming out. They're doing a DLC where it's like a lead up. But Larian put out a thing about Baldur's Gate, which I don't know Baldur's Gate very much, but I know that studio, and that studio is very good. So probably one of the best studios out there, and so I'm interested to see what comes to that. There's a shadow there. Why does he have a shadow? Oh, he's probably crossing right in front of Twilight's light. I've heard about both of them, but I never really played either one of them. There's that one. I mean, I guess I can clear that up pretty easily, or the shadow, but I want to make sure I get the right one. Let's see this. So that's, can't be that one. Can't be that one. Oh, it could be this one. Nope. Which light is doing that? This one makes sense because yeah, it has to be this one, but it says no shadow. Oh no, there it goes. Okay, shadows are on now. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn them off. Yeah, now there's nothing crossing in there. So this says there's light more from the front than the sides. So I'm gonna do that. Little Murph and Shadow King. This is pretty good, but I think I need the how far is he up? Oh, it doesn't even do anything. Oh, so he is being lit there. Not much, but he's being lit. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Oh, he fades out there. Okay. I wonder if I can expand this more. Get some nice edge lighting. Nope, because it cuts out right here. I probably hit that thing back there a little bit. I'm thinking the major lights are going to hit once he gets in far enough. And so I do not want it to hit that first panel, but I can't do it that way. You can see it now. Oh, because of that. Aha. I didn't say anything was far. I think this would be more like a spike rim more than anything. Spike needs more than that. This one? It's actually hitting the rocket. And just pull it away from the rocket a little bit. I feel like everything's too quiet. At least for me. There we go. That'll bounce out a bit better. I think that's about where I needed the lights, so kind of hits a little bit of a dark period right here. I still think he's pretty dark right here. His fade between the lighting areas looks pretty okay. So it's just right here. That's really where I need more. That's it. To me, anytime I hear Star Wars games, though, I think EA, and then that worries me. What's hitting just this? It's one of these. Or is it just the one I made? That's fine. I'm kind of okay with the light hitting that. I don't think you're going to even notice it. Probably bring it down a little bit though. Oops. Bring it over here. Zoom a little bit more. Because really after that point, he can fade if he wants. But he needs... It's not even that bright. I wonder if I should do a low angle instead. I just need to be able to bring him out a bit more. I'm probably still going to need a top light, but this will help. Yeah, that light works too. Okay, so we'll keep it that one. And I want a third one. So this one, I'm gonna go like straight up and down. It just needs front light. It's, I think, just simple. Just like that, I bet. No. A little brighter. Oh, good. I legitimately ended the stream and didn't get up. Like, I immediately went and did that because I knew I'd forget otherwise. I think it was accepted Wednesday morning, so... Yeah, it's usually a pretty quick turnaround. I think the first ones had a turnaround of about 2 to 3 days. This one is under 24 hours. But yeah, and if you send them in, it legitimately says pending approval, and you have to wait till, I guess, somebody hits a button. I don't know. Yeah, it got approved super fast. Turned out pretty good. Okay, yeah, that doesn't work how I have it. Because he just enters the light cone right there. I need to back it up and have a more gradual entry. I wonder if I can do this and just drop the brightness back to that. Because I'm okay with him being a bit darker because I haven't put magic around him yet. Right now, but if you want to make things look great, you have to do the regular lighting first. How do you know if there's new ones like that? Does it tell you, or is it just like magic and you just have to go and look for it? I had an affiliated platform that I have no idea how it works. No, it's not Anthology 6 stuff. And it'd be actually Anthology 7. 6 is already done. Anyway, Jay wouldn't let me make a short for Anthology that was like 90 seconds long. No. Well, okay. If it was funny enough and stupid enough, maybe. But I would check with them beforehand on that stuff. Alright, so let's get some magic around him. Ah, okay. And also, normally, if I have Anthology stuff, I don't... Ow. I normally wouldn't work on that on the stream. Stuff like that, I feel... It's like with commission stuff, if it's not something I'm making for me, then I don't feel right showing it unless it's been... or I've been told that I can. Otherwise, maybe spoilers or something. I don't know. Oh, that's your pain. So Spike's gonna be difficult because he's a shifting, moving creature. If you lock it to the... I think it works, but it doesn't work at the same time to lock it to a character model. Oh yeah, I forgot he's gonna not work right with it anyway. Oh, my brain is going texture mode. I'm like, what's wrong here? Yeah. He has a magic aura around his butt, but not his head. Kind of looks like he's like flying on one of like Goku's little clouds. Yes. Give him a pull. I gotta put the sound effect on the like whatever sound. Color. Twilight's magic was slightly pinkish purple, right? I always forget this. That's terrifying. Okay, yeah, it's a pinkish purple here. I need a picture of her with wings doing it, though. Okay, it's pinkish purple there. That's from the movie. They've changed it over time sometimes, so I want to make sure I had it right. So we'll go into this range. Okay, so this is the aura. So the aura is going to be deep purple. I'm going to copy the value. And then we're going to go a little over half. Oh, probably a little less than that. A little under half. Okay. And then sparkles. Oops. So this one's going to start just over half and end most of the way to white. Okay, question 2. Is there too many? I think it's a little too heavy. So we're going to decrease that count. Let's drop it to, because I think this one was made for a full pony size and Spike is small. Let's drop it to 700. No, I want to get rid of that like centralized bright spot, or at least reduce it. That's looking promising. I think that's good, because here it's a little brighter than I want it to be, but here it fits pretty well, and if I dim it too much, I think you're going to lose track, or lose the ability to see that she's still got a hold on him. Do you even know having an inside color was a thing for the particle system? What do you mean inside color? What I do for the particles, because the aura itself is the aura large, so that's like it's kind of like a hexagonal shaped bit that spins, and and then the sparkles are the little like stars that float around it. So get up close here. Yeah, you see the little stars there. So the aura itself, I pick the bright purple, the brightest color I can for that, and then somewhere in the middle. So then the aura itself will shift and glow between a deep purple and a lighter purple. So it's not just a consistent color. The sparkles then, if they were the same color, are going to blend in exactly with the aura. So I do this being the deepest color being about the middle, and then the other one being closer to white, and that's because the sparkles will are supposed to look brighter and shinier, and you get shiny by higher or being more towards the white. So that's why I do that. The bright spot when you copy paste it in the particle editor. What do you mean by that? Oh no, okay. So that's not really a bright center. It's not that center is in no way is not white. What's happening there is, because I did not choose a pure color in any way, there is a mix of white in there. So you could say that this pink is not pure purple, it's purple with some white in it. The colors are additive, so that as you start stacking them on top of each other, they amplify their own light and they go closer to white. So because of this, because they're all transparent, they all get closer to white. If I were to actually, I can just show you this way. So if I shut that off and we'll go to just white, and if I go to this and I choose pure red, there's essentially no center color of white, because I mean, there's a little spot in the middle, but that's because this is the group, and so it's including the sparkles, which are white. But this is because this one is pure red, there is no white mixed in. But if I start moving towards this direction, I'm going to very, very quickly start getting a white center. It actually has a benefit, though, if you think of energy. It's one of the reasons in thinking of anthology, when I did this one, and I had Twilight blow some shit up here. That beam is like multiple layered rope particles, and with the center one, you can actually see it a little bit here. The center one is white, and then the one after that was a slight pink with a delay, so that its size dropped slower, and then each layer I did outside of that was slower with a darker color. And that was because energy feels more energetic because if you look at pure white doesn't tell you anything, but you put color around the edge of something that's pure white, and it looks like it looks like energy. It's weird. So that's what I did here, was I put it white in the middle, and then I had it so that it would fade to a lower color, which then makes it feel like the energy is dissipating. So if you want to do something that feels explosive and super high energy, the center of it has to be white. Any other color than white will not feel right. It'll feel like it's dissipating. So And it's the same thing for the. It goes boom here. So that is across the center there. It's not a shade of pink. It is 100% white. It's just that put in the context with everything else, your eyes just perceive it as being the colors that are around it. Watch enough anime and you learn things. But in here, I want the color back on. Okay, so the one thing is, if I go backwards, you can see the particle stays with them perfectly. But if I go forward, it kind of trails behind. I might keep it that way, but I've modified this particle like 3 times before and made it so that that smoke trail didn't happen, that all the pieces came with it. Every time I do it, I forget what I did. So I'm just not going to care this time. Anyway, so I need to not open that, because I'm just going to probably crash me. We need to open up the magic aura. I do not want big, I want small this time. And this is going to be the same thing, 56... 5, sure. So this is magic aura spike. It's gonna be magic aura horn. Now we do need to get in the models here. I need a log. Nope. I need my specific. I can only magicify the same piece of wood. Some models I just need to write down the names of. This being one of them. I'm never going to do it, but I think I should. Adding more. Okay, back to the top. I usually think it's in the top third. Or less. But it's perfect for what I need. Because a model when attached to, or a particle when attached to a model, attaches not to the model but to its collision model. So having a model that has a good collision model works best for particles that attach. So the closer you are to the original model, the better. Well, it's the horn. The actual horn model, separated one, does not have a custom one. It's kind of poor and it doesn't work the way I want it to. So I always use a log, but I need to grab the same one because it's important. Close, but no. Where's my log? Maybe it is under a log. I thought it was under wood. Maybe it's under a log. My log. Oop, oop. Where are you? There she is. Found you. Now that I think about it, he is still locked. Oh! He's locked, but the bones that they're attached to aren't. So I think they're fine. Okay. Let's get the fun part. Pen. I need to write down the values for the color here because I don't want to go back and forth copying that much. So we got 210, 0, 255, 100. I had a at work today. I've been using SharePoint to develop something for work, and I had our Windows was giving me an RGB color, and I needed to convert it to hex. And so I was taking these 255 values into Microsoft Calculator to convert the values in Aura and Sparkles, which is a function on my Microsoft Calculator, if you did not know. 229, 105, 255, 100, 246. Normally I don't care like how I even chose these colors. I kind of picked them at random, but being that they're in the same shot, then I have to be careful. Could have just Googled. No, that's not fun. No, we've never done it before. The Microsoft Calculator, you can switch to programmer. You can then say it's a value of 242, and then it'll tell you the hex value. So if it was if the color was 242, 242, 242, your hex color would be F2, F2, F2. I don't know why SharePoint wasn't taking RGB values, so I had to use hex. Just being stupid. Anyway, let's grab this. Okay, so I actually don't need to go into that part of it. Alright, so we have for numbers 210, 255, 100. And this is weird where... So I typed it in and I clicked away from it and it's still white. If I were to accept it, it still would be white. I have to go click into it and then click out of it again. It's really stupid. So yeah, I had to go click, click, click there. It's the last of the new one. Yeah. Alright, 229, 105, 255, 100. 246, 255, 100, okay. Yeah, I did. I've used Calculator for a lot of stuff, for conversions and stuff. Our calculator looks super simple in the stuff it can do, but it's got a lot of power. Like date calculation, yeah, just differences between dates. They have that now. Scientific for doing a whole bunch of other functions with that. This calculator has a lot of little power conversions. I didn't even know about that. So it's actually keeping track of currency rates. The one I've used the most though is conversions to from a decimal, or no, conversions from binary to decimal or something like that. Q-word, D-word, word, byte, quord. What's science stuff that's not being used? Ah. Technically it's in the shot, but technically I don't care. Well, no, I can understand keeping them on the floor. Easier to work with. Not like that though. I think this is about as efficient as it's going to get. I'm just going to leave it. Alright, so that should make the particle work. Where did it go though? Should be not far. Well, we will unlock this, see how it looks. I have to unlock it to look at it, but then I have to relock it because it's not done yet. We need to increase the count. That's pretty good. I think it'll work. I just have to add a light to it. I can pick for this the values. So the brightest was 232, 120, 255. 127. Why did I not change its color? Oh, because it's out of 1. Can't remap. Alright, we'll just go close enough. Like, that looks like 232. 127 is about half. And then this at full. Okay, that should be good enough. Spike getting in the way. Where do I go out? Oh. Okay, so Spike does not interfere with it. So that's pretty good for a Horn Light. Then it might be too bright. I think even that should work. Just something minor. Nope. Hero journey into animation. Oh, with this music. Oh, okay. As I say, it's been like 7 or 8 years. I hope I'm not midway through. How do I get a magic light to stay on him without looking weird? Because magic lights normally need it's kind of like the energy thing where the center's not as the center's more of the whiter color, but the outside is the bright colors. But he's moving and spinning. I was hoping his transform was position-based more than anything, but I'm not thinking so. But we'll try. That's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, goal number 1. Keep a light on Spike. So it spins. Kind of. So let's say that we wanted to keep it here. can we? Don't think I can just play ahead of one of these. I can. It just doesn't stay on him. That's because I'm following that. What if I follow his pelvis? Better. At that point, I really don't need to follow him anymore. So it might follow my, or it might give me the needs I have. No. Can't just do position. That's a weird spot. I'll be here. No, it's not working. Maybe because I'm going backwards. You could also, I bet you it has to do with the angle of the light too. Because I'm not going to animate following him with that. It would be horrendous. I've done it before. Go frame by frame and adjust every frame to get it to work. I recently had to do that with something, and it was annoying. Because that's kind of the effect I would want to get, but on both sides of them. And you don't even need to light this then, just get the edges. Yeah, frame by frame in that I would you like would say this is Spike in the middle of the shot. This is Spike in the middle of the shot. This is Spike in the middle of the shot. Because the video only renders within the frames, so you could step it like that and you're really not even tell the difference. Moving a model like that could have problems if you don't like the jiggles. The jiggles are probably going to be bad because they're going to jerk in the background. But aim constraint? I don't know. I never really used that. I could try it. I don't think I've ever used that too much. Just auto aim, right? I thought that was that one. But I've rarely used that actually. But I thought it was with the auto aim. Okay, second camera. Oh. I could see that working. No, I'm thinking I might just do something else with it. If anything, I might just shine a light at them and say I don't care. Because, oh. I could do 3-point. That might be the least time involved. Yeah, I can keep this all locked. If I do 3-point, it's just picking 3 points and getting them lit, but I might not care right now too. Actually, oh no, that part destroys it. I didn't say that. Actually looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll do it that later. I got fixed Twilight up. She's very boring. I need her to move. She's way too close to Spike. Oh. Forgot to relock that. There, no, that's not so much of a close call. How many highlights does she have? That's a lot of highlights. Oh, I think I had the one for the door opening and the one for not. Okay. Ugh. I think I want to have. She's too basic. Yeah, she is too basic. If it's a Sonic the Hedgehog joke. Would be some bands. Basically just wanting to give the mod a little more oomph in its motions. Not just swing, but to literally push into and out of each motion. I'm not going to bother with the... Oh. No, I can do that right now. So it starts moving right there. So it ends there. Okay. No, it wasn't a chemistry joke. Well, it kind of was. It was a chemistry joke. But it was... I think everybody's seen the Sonic trailer by now. It's a horrible, horrible joke that only makes sense because it's a Sonic movie. Guess I don't actually need to keep these lights unlocked for this, but it's fine. That might be enough. Okay. In that time, I don't want her actually looking our way. Offsetting it by more. Turn to the head. Too fast. Keep it like that, just gotta move it less. I think that moved it just as much. No. Feels like she's whipping him then. It's not late. It's only 7 o'clock. Okay, so I'm gonna have her head kind of follow him. What's with all you guys in the UK time? 1 a.m. there's a whole 24th of the planet that could be on that same time. Could be Western Africa. Yeah, yeah, Western Africa is on that time too. It's not just your time. Okay, we're gonna look this up. We're gonna go time zones. We're gonna look this up. We got, yeah. Look at this. It is. Yeah, these. This whole part of Africa is following the same time. You're not the only ones. Though it is weird in terms of Europe, that even ones on the same line are using the I'm guessing GMT. Except for, is that Portugal? I'm not good at my UK countries. But at least you don't have stupid daylight savings time. You can be happy about that. It gets really confusing. It's not indicated on here, but there's areas in here that are on, and I think even in Canada. Yeah, so Atlantic Standard Time is UTC minus 4 hours, but Newfoundland Standard Time is UTC minus 3.5. I mean, it's easy enough to convert 1 hour differences, but half hour? It's stupid. Like, why? It doesn't make any sense to me. So, yeah. Some people, and I know Newfoundland does, and I believe some places in... Oh, you do get daylight savings time? Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. But I believe some places in Australia also do. Yeah, 9.5, 9.5, 10.5. I think those are the only two places I know of, and I remember it because of at work when I was creating accounts for my previous job, when I had to make user accounts for people, and I was assigning people in other countries to stuff. I'm like, your time zone's negative something and a half? What? Yeah, I guess. Actually, I might be able to make use of promotions here. I'm going to take away face, neck, and head. When she dips right here, I'm going to have her pull back a little. So I'm going to do... Okay, we take that, and then we lock, offset that motion. I'm okay with it, but I'm probably going to reduce its strength. Blend it more. I think just start strong. I kind of like that she hits it like a wall when doing it too. She doesn't move anymore. You and it? Oh, I'm guessing you mean IT. No, but yes. I work as a quality analyst for a government defense contractor. So, so while I work in the quality department, majority of my work involves IT and, like right now I'm doing SharePoint site development and stuff. But yeah. But regarding the movie, no, because I'm not into horror movies. Spider-Man. Oh, the new. Oh, is that just come out? Far From Home come out? I haven't seen Homecoming. Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I was actually meaning to see it in theaters, never ended up doing it. No, I haven't seen it either, so don't worry about it. Actually, some of the movies I've been wanting to go back to see are I wanted to rewatch some of the old Iron Man ones, because now that the MCU's current phase is finished, going back to see how that started would be interesting to do. I've also been watching Mob Psycho 100, which is from the creators of, or from the artists that did One Punch Man, or the animation studio that did One Punch Man. It feels very similar. And then last night, actually, we just ended up finishing, because with a group, like Kyle that pops here sometimes, and John, we watched, finished up season 3 of The Expanse. And it was really good. I haven't actually seen the first Thor movie I saw was Ragnarok. I never saw the other ones, and I heard they weren't really that good. So I don't plan to go back to them. The Iron Man movies are all good though. I like them. Yeah, the original Iron Man was great because that was showing. It's one of the reasons that I like Dragon Ball better than Dragon Ball Z. Was in Dragon Ball Z, the whole show starts where, like, within the first couple episodes, they can destroy a planet, and then everything from there just goes to numbers that we don't understand. So it's not scalable anymore. But in the original Dragon Ball, he starts where he just has harder punches, and then ends where he can destroy the planet. I don't think they quite get to that point, but at least a large portion of it, and it is so scalable, feels like achievement over time that we can relate to. And I felt that Iron Man 1 was the same way, where in that one he was making things that were more realistic and tangible, but then by the end of, or by the time it comes around to end game, you have him in his nano suit thing, and it feels like the mechanics of it were made it cool. The nano suit stuff just felt like it's like you could have done so many other things with nanotechnology, but instead you just had to build what you've made before. I don't know, but I think I like the originals more, just because it was more relatable, tangible, and just, I don't know, overall good. Yeah, the nanosuit I didn't think was that cool. I liked when he had the little like hand one and he like hit some buttons and then grabbed it over his hand. I thought that was cool. And I thought the progression was fun, but I think I like seeing progression. That's I love the with people working up to their peak, and that was when he hit his peak. And as a character, I thought it was great development that he essentially hit the peak, but then quit. He was done. He had everything he wanted. He was done. And I feel that they did justice to the character with how Endgame went, being that he kind of hit that peak and then how that ended. But I felt like at that point there was no more of him developing himself, and that's why I was like, meh. But I'm guessing that's why it also stopped at Iron Man 3 and didn't go and do more Iron Man movies. Would have been stale. Okay, I need to lift that leg more. May not look good from that angle. I'm just trying to get it to be visually noticed, even just at this point. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to put the thigh out a little bit so that I can pull the leg back in. Keep that from clipping. Still is a little bit. Yeah, whatever. Nobody's going to be even looking at her. Spike floated through the air. I don't think they care. And she'll be out of focus, I think. No, at the beginning she'll be in focus. No, if you want. What is focus? Did I do that? Okay, I need to keep him in focus, and this is where we do frame by frame. So we're gonna keep it in focus up to this point, like I was doing. So it's on Twilight until it hits him, and then we do frame by frame. So we're going to say at this point, focus shifts to right there, and then to. Actually, I think I don't need to. I don't know if I do. Enter's too far to reach too, so we're doing tab instead. So I recently had one that was about the same as this. It was actually a motion that accelerated at a rate that SFM was not good at, and in doing so was this is actually animating itself here. Because of such, it was losing focus and impossible for me to keep up with. So in any normal method. So I just said, "Good, we're just going to do it manually." There used to be something on the workshop you could get that would tie the focus to a bone, so you could actually lock it to something. But there were some issues with it, and I think it was disappeared. So I'm just doing, it's easier or better to go just past the point that you want to go than not. So I'm going essentially just past his eyeball. And this won't cause any problems in post. Essentially, I'm just keyframing it by frame and transitioning over that time period. It's perfectly fine. I think he's so focused on his head, but I probably should shift. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to change it in that frame. There, this one I do. Yeah, I think I'm going to start shifting backwards on his body. Get to his center of mass. It's right there. But then he was staying focused this entire time. Sure. I'm trying to make sure I'm not jumping up and then back down at all, because then that's going to really cause problems. It should be consistently moving forward. It's real tough here. Almost there, Spike. You can do it. Okay, I'm losing the ability to see from that far. So we'll do it from here. Wow, this is accelerating. Okay. If he hits the rocket, thankfully it doesn't change at all. A little bit more. There we go. Oh yeah, you can do the halves thing. This is just awkward in how it moves. If it's an acceleration, it's a lot easier doing it that way, and I would. But like you can just shift it a little bit and then get something approximate. This though is he's going fast and slow downs and fast and slow down, so it's wibbly wobbly, and that's where it gets messy. So I've only done this a couple times for stuff, and it's only because it's awkward and it gets the job done. That's good enough. Ooh. Okay, so he's hit the rocket now, so I think I'm done. I want to go a little past, so I'm going to take this where he's the one in focus, and then I'm going to take a couple frames to move it just a little bit more forward. Go just past him. Okay. That should work. So now... stays with them the whole time. Yeah, you can see it kind of speeds up, then slows down, then a little wobbly there, and yeah. And even if it wasn't really on focus with the motion blur, it's not gonna matter. But one of the ones I had before was when I did check it, the motion blur did block out some stuff, but it just added more to it having it that way. I was always going back to the other comment. No, okay, Thor, I think, as a character in the show, I like him more than Tony Stark towards the end of the MCU timeline. Early on, though, not so much. I mean, the comics are probably different, but they said originally that Chris Hemsworth wanted to quit the character because he didn't like what the character was doing. He didn't like the direction. He didn't like the seriousness. And so when they asked what he wanted to do, and he was like, well, let's do comedy. And they said, okay. And so he basically was one of the people who helped drive the comedic aspect of it and loved it. And now he's like, I want to do more of these movies. So yeah, the third movie was just because Thor was not a good serious character. He is the character that Hemsworth kind of churned it into is perfect. Like, it's a serious and strong character, but goofy and I wouldn't say stupid, but he's definitely smart. But he's just oblivious, I guess, and it's so good. I love the character in Ragnarok. Ragnarok is one of the best of the MCU films by far. Oh, that's the purple. I'm just gonna shut that off for now. Okay, I think Spike's animating is done, which means, because I unlocked him, I think. No, I kept him locked because the magic was okay. So I can have him actually toss the brain in now. Actually, I'm going to have it... Oh, I can't have it separate. After the brain lands, though, it needs to get into position here. Because the next shot shows it in there, so it has to be visible. Even with that, I don't think I can even see it. No. I don't want to unlock it, only because if I unlock it, it's going to cause the model to shake within his hands. So I'm trying to see if I can get some kind of semblance of it sitting up there without needing to. I think that can work. I don't even care that it looks different from this angle in terms of placement. All I care about is that it is somewhat visible. And is Spike in the same position from one to the other? Yeah, he is. Okay. I already have the particles on in that one. I guess I could have copied that. Hopefully the colors are similar enough. I think that's more purple. Well, gonna have to change it. What do we got here? So I have 192, 0, 255, 100. And this is 232, 127, 255. Sparkles, these ones I don't think actually matter, but we're gonna go for legit. So 229, 105, 255, 100, 246, 205, 255, 100. There. It's ensuring they're the same color now. I think Valve will come out with another game. My worry is that the that Artifact wasn't enough of a lesson. That Valve was good before because they, in essence, were never part of that loot box crap, like that a lot of bigger companies got hit with hard of taking too much advantage of it, and then they come out with Artifact and we're like, yeah, you know all the bad stuff that other game companies are doing, hey, we're doing it too. So they were not very smart on that. Artifact is a funny game to look at, like looking at how many people are playing it. Sometimes there's only a few hundred people on there across all difficulties, so nobody can find games. Yeah, it's a game that should be free to play now, but in doing so would probably cause more controversy. So yeah, I want to see more Half-Life games, but they're never going to come out with a TF3 because too many people put too much time and effort into TF2 that if they came out with the TF3, it would have to be so drastically different from the TF2 to make people even want to leave it. Because if it was just an upgraded TF2, everybody's gonna say, I have my hats. I'm gonna go play with my hats. So they're not gonna change. Portal 3 I could definitely see. Half-Life though is one of those that it's been. Half-Life 2 Episode 2 is 2004, I think. Never heard of Artifact? Artifact was Valve's Hearthstone, essentially. It's actually almost identical because it's them taking Dota and turning it into a series from a card game series. But the game itself cost money, and then the cards were all paid for by Unmarket and became pay to win very quickly, to where the only way to really compete was to buy all the cards. And so it became a money-hungry game, and a lot of people got angry about it and didn't. And then if you wanted to compete in a tournament, you had to also buy money to get into the tournament, or spend money to buy the tickets to get into the tournament to win the cards that you needed to compete. So it ended up being super money-hungry, and a lot of people just quit very, very quickly. So a lot of people say the game is good, but the monetization model is poor. There's pay to win, and then there's that. This is essentially, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, like Perfect World type pay to win, of where it's very much benefiting people that want to spend thousands. Thankfully, the game has its limits where you can't buy. Once you buy all the cards, are good, and they're cheap right now. Actually, jumping into the game now to play is pretty easy because you could buy a whole deck of everything for like $30 or something. But still, you could almost do it as an investment. If the game were to go free to play and all the cards were bought, buy them while they're really low on the market now, and then just sit on them. But there's power creep eventually. No, Half-Life 2 I think came out 2004. Yeah, 2004, and then Half-Life 2 Episode 2 came out. They were originally going to do it episodic up through Episode 3, but never did. But that one came out. They came out over the next couple of years. Half-Life was a really good series, and if you go back and play Half-Life 2, and you look at the graphics and everything, they're actually still good. And that game was 15 years old. It's that game was way ahead of its time. The Source engine at that time was like cutting edge, great engine. And the engine that this is using, SFM, is essentially the same 2004 engine with just a whole shitload of patches to make it work. Portal 2 is still running on, I believe, a modified version of it too. So the engine itself was one of the best out there, Source engine. But it's just, they made something really good, and then they found something else to make money on, and I think just stopped focusing on it. I think Half-Life could meet expectation, only because a lot of the other ones that were overhyped because continuous, like Duke Nukem Forever. That game was overhyped because its name kept coming out over time, saying it was being great, and they kept coming out with trailers, then it would be canceled, and then they come out again. It was because it was kept in people's mind for that long. Half-Life now, I think, could still do well because it's been ignored. It was a good story. It was a very good story, great characters, and Episode 2 left on a huge cliffhanger. So it would be great, but my original what would you call that, fan theory was that Valve was working on Source 2, an updated version of it, and was going to use Half-Life 3 as its flagship to advertise the engine. But then you had Unreal and Unity and all these other really good engines coming out that were blowing forward, and they weren't going to come out with something that was half-ass because their first engine was so good. So they kept pushing things off, trying to keep up with all the things that were coming out in other engines. People playing a Microsoft of catch up on things, and they ended up just doing that for so long that it became either not worth it or just not something to just put on the back burner because they're making too much money on other stuff. The thing is I don't mind the competition. Yeah, I don't. It's Epic's. It's doing Epic's shit. Like the whole. I understand that they're doing the exclusives because how else do you pull people to your market? The thing I don't like about it is their attitude about it. If you want to pull some exclusives, that's fine. What I don't like is like with Metro, where it was pre-orderable on Steam and then yanked from it. And now you can say what you want about Valve, but now you're telling Valve that they have to work with the developer of a game that is not on their platform to ensure that it is now up to date and consistent with all players, even though they're not making any money off it anymore. They did that with a whole bunch of ones where they yanked it. Thankfully, Borderlands didn't get to that point, though I would have liked to because I would have bought it right away on there. I love Borderlands, but I'm not pre-ordering it on Epic. I'm waiting the 6 months. And what was the other shit they did? Oh, and that their platform is so bad right now. Okay, not bad, but it's not as developed as Steam's is, to where Subnautica players couldn't get support anywhere because there was nowhere to get support on Epic's platform. So they went to Steam and posted on Steam's discussion boards for help for the game on the Epic platform. You talk. There's so much talk about Steam having shit, treating people like shit, but then they're still utilizing their platform to fill in the gaps of their own. I mean, it may not be what the intent of it was, and it's not their idea, but players speak louder, and I think it's so stupid. Yeah, Subnautica was the first one I heard about that it, and I hope Valve went and like locked those threads, because they're like, we're not a thread to help support a game on a different platform. Valve's been pretty good about stuff, saying, that's fine if you want to do it, mainly because it's like, if you're the man at the top of the mountain and you're not going to have any problems, like, yeah, no problem, you're not a threat. And is Epic a threat? Yeah, but it's kind of like with Trump right now, where he's getting things done that maybe should have been done before, like in terms of the U.S. getting fair share, which I don't even know. I don't call that kind of bullshit. But to where he's using threats and being an asshole to people to get his way. And like, I don't care if it's fair or not, even if it was considered an imbalance. I don't know the numbers, but that's not the way that you should portray your country to other people, because you are the face of the country, and so Valve's trying to take the high road with it, but Epic's just looking like crap. They make themselves look like crap. They're threatening, and I don't like that. So I've never downloaded the Epic platform. I don't mind Ubisoft's or EA's, because they develop, or they're a publisher, and the main thing they sell in there is the games they publish. That makes sense. It's the general platform. And if you ever need to buy games for cheaper, Green Man Gaming. I am huge on this on telling people to go check it out. This platform, it's very good. Yeah, Green Man Gaming is, especially like if you get VIP. Like right now, Octopath just came out for full price, but VIP discounts 22%. So every game on here is always cheaper, and I think, and they have another 25% off if you use a code. I think that's everybody, even if you're on there or not. But these are all Steam codes for the most part. That you can, they do sell like Borderlands 3 on the Epic Games Store, but most of them have Steam codes anyway. And it's not every game. There's a couple I've looked at that aren't on here, and I have to go through other means. But between this and Humble Bundle, really, I barely buy games on Steam anymore. Plus, the nice thing is the numbers for Steam. So the Steam, I think, takes 30% of all game profits. but they essentially, I'm going off what I've read, allow a developer to request any number of keys for them to distribute in the means that they feel is needed. So if they want 10,000 keys, they're just given 10,000 keys. There's no cost, there's no nothing. It's 10,000 keys. And then they can go and sell those keys to Greenman or other websites for them to sell in a different distribution. It all still goes back to Steam, but Steam's not getting the money from it. So Greenman can put these for cheap cheaper because these people take the keys, sell them for, say, instead of a 30% discount, they sell it for 80%. So they're getting a 20% return on it. Then Greenman just says, I'm just going to put $1 more on top of it because of their cheaper platform, and that's it. So Steam doesn't get the money off of that, and they said that if you look at the math for how that key distribution works, that Steam gets at or under 20% profit, because most people still go to Steam to buy it, even with that, because they said I think Steam looks at it as you're still going to buy it here, and if people go and you give them the keys to another to buy somewhere else, then they're going to get a key that have to go Steam for, which now they're on Steam and they have to buy or they're going to be looking at or buying on our platform. So it makes sense. But those numbers you don't hear about. Greenman or DMC at 5, I think, was actually on sale again. There we go. Yeah, it's 45% off right now. So it's at 33. I was tempted to get it, just because it's, it's 45, and then you take this, and that's an extra 25% off on top of that because of the E3 discount. So you're looking at another like it'd be like $7.50 off about. So you're looking at like $25. Yeah, I know GOG is also a good one, mainly because CD Projekt Red is a good developer and a good company. I didn't even know that it was run by them until a friend mentioned it. Yeah, if you're a VIP on there, which really doesn't take much to be on Greenman, the discounts are worth it. I've gotten a lot of games for pretty cheap on there, but it's also not only that they're cheaper most times, but they have different sales. So you could go on there and get or you could be like, a game came out that either came out or has been out that you've just found that's really good, but Steam doesn't have it on sale during a big sale, but maybe Greenman does. And then Humble Bundle every now and then has some good ones. I was trying to buy the Mutant whatever Day Zero, I can't remember the full name, and couldn't get it in for any cheaper than 40%, and then Humble Bundle had it on their monthly bundle, so for like $12 or $15 I got that and a whole bunch of others. So just gotta look around and shop around. So I need to do her eyes. I don't need to do her right eye. I think that one's fine. So this one, this one. So why do I have two mains? It's not doing anything. Just gonna get rid of it. I think that's too bright. We'll keep it, and we'll just turn it around a bit more. So that it's at least coming from a direction. I still think it's too bright. It's barely doing anything, actually. I'll just do a little bit. It'll probably help once I light the center of it. So this is left. I deleted the wrong ones. Get rid of that one though. A lot of the rights. Trying to find an angle where I can aim up the eye and it will become the shape I'm looking for without, because I can't actually adjust the shape of the light for an eye light because it ignores those values. So this one I probably want to put a little bit this way because I would consider the light's coming from behind her. Though that's probably why I have two. So I'm going to take two. This one's going to be have her head. I was like, what's going on here? Oh, because I did it backwards. Like, I had weird there, did I? So this one's going to go bigger and dimmer. Maybe not that dim. Oh no, actually that dim. So this one's just because if I just have that bright without the spread, it's going to look weird. What did it look like in the previous shot? So I got to make it look at least somewhat similar to that, which is to dumb down this one. I'll dumb down this one a little bit. Close enough. When her eye goes up there, I don't even think it matters. But I will at least put this one on it. Yeah, it's not going to matter. As long as it's not bleeding. Nope. Okay. So can I call this one essentially done? I think so. Okay. I think I can call that one good. I they enabled, I think, ray tracing on my card because I have a 1080 Ti, but I've never even played with it. I don't see a need for it. I would play with it more if I didn't have a 144 hertz monitor, but because I can run at a higher frame rate, or visually see the higher frame rate, I don't want to drop it for anything. I've thought about getting an RTX card, but when I've already paid for a 1080 Ti, I mean, it's been 2.5 years since I bought it, but I dropped like $700 on it. I'm not going to buy another one for a while. This one will be holding me for quite a long time. To me, you jump on it because there's something shiny, and then a year later they're going to come out with a new model that's going to have ray tracing and some other cool technology or something. Though I think ray tracing's going to be the big thing for a while, but I just don't see a need for it. It's cool in some games, but it's not in everything yet. So, don't know. Yeah, I like the 1080 Ti. It does great. Yeah, that's why I didn't bother with it. Because, like, for instance, playing Vermintide, I run that on absolute max everything on a 2K monitor, and I get between 120 and 140 frames per second. Even if it had ray tracing, why would I care? Like, the game's going to look prettier, or the reflections look better. I don't care. The game looks gorgeous as it is. I don't need to change it from that. I came from an era where Super Nintendo was the pinnacle of entertainment. I don't care about ray tracing, personally. It's not worth the cost to me. When this one dies, then yes, I will. But, or at least I'll do that upgrade. But until then, no. I have better uses for my money. Though I do plan to get some different upgrades, because my jobs over the last couple of years have led me to making double what I was like 3 years ago, and so I have extra money. So I thought I was thinking about doing like a full LED setup for everything, so I have more lighting. But every time I think about it, I look at it and I just don't buy anything because I'm a cheapskate. Well, no, they want to put it on the 1080 so that you can see what you could have, and then know that if you go and get the RTX card, it would be like, but it runs it so much better, I need that because that was really cool. No, I don't really care enough. Well, I don't think there's too much wrong with it. Like, to me, if I had, because my choices originally for monitors were a 60 FPS 4K monitor or 144 Hz 2K monitor, when I was originally running a 60 Hz 1080. And I went for the 2K 144, and I do not regret it. I think that's a better option. I did a 4K TV, and that's what I use for streaming. And my Switch is hooked up to it. That doesn't do 4K, but it's more convenient. And I do put games to it for 4K. But I much prefer the higher frame rate. And actually, this monitor gets up to 165. But at that point, you don't notice the difference. And there's not many games I have that I could even run at 165, even with the 1080 Ti. Well, I think a lot of the games nowadays have stopped focusing on pretty. Hello, Chris Bear. And started focusing on other things. Because there are still the Call of Duties and the Battlefields, the Star Wars Battlefield front, those big AAA titles, but their focus is not really on gameplay. It's about being cool looking, and there are very good looking. But to me, the games that I like I just got Slay the Spire for Switch. It's like a freaking cartoony, cel-shaded thing. That one's good. Vermintide's, but that game's really pretty, but it's because it's fun. I don't really care about how games look. The retro 2D style, because it had come up on Green Man, Octopath Traveler. I mean, this game's a old style 2D RPG with a 3D twist. It's great, and it's not super fancy graphics. So I think they keep increasing the graphics for things, but the amount of games that can utilize that fully are getting narrower. So instead, indie developers are like, well, let's just make games that are fun instead. So I think it's now about optimizing your engine to make it do better lip syncing or better hair motion, utilizing maybe the increased power not to make things look better visually, but to make it feel more immersive or something. Yeah, I would agree that, yeah, it felt like I was doing it every year just about. And I still upgrade my computer every year. Every Black Friday, I look at my computer and I say, what's the bottleneck? And I upgrade that one piece. I went about a year without anything because I didn't have anything to upgrade. Well, I had my processor to upgrade, but to upgrade my processor required an upgrade to my motherboard and my RAM and my heatsink. So it was a cascade, so I decided to just wait and do more at once. But yeah, I used to just go like, what's my slowdown right now? Like, and I do like bunch benchmarks, and it'd be like, okay, my graphics card right now is the one thing that's slowing down my computer. I replace my graphics card. Then the next Black Friday, I was like, what's slowing it down? And it'd be like, that's when came down to my processor, so I just did a complete overhaul that one year. But so now I'm good for like a long time. The only thing I want to replace is my power supply, because when it's under load, like heavy load, SFM's not heavy load, it has the fan buzzes, and the only way to fix it is if I were to jam something underneath it to get it, and I don't want to jam metal in there or something and pushing on wires. Yeah, 9900K. I have a 9700. I was originally thinking about getting the 9900, but it wasn't worth the cost to me. It was you got increased performance, but the price difference, I think it's like $300 different. I can't remember the number. It was just, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go to the 9700, and it's fine. I have a no, I have a Noctua, I think it is, HSF, because of streaming. I want I have no idea. I spelled that wrong. I know I got it on Amazon. I can find that pretty quick. But their big thing is low volume, keeping your sound low. I think I got it on Amazon. Oh, I can't go back that far. How do I get further back? Anyway. Is it? Yeah, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I think I have the same. I don't have the double one. They're great. Like, they're super, super quiet. You have the UN12? Yeah, I think I might have this one. Yeah, this is the U12S, so this is the one you're talking about. I think I have this one. I've thought about getting another fan for it, but I don't overclock, so I just don't see a need. But yeah, they're good. Just because, like, previously, my computer's really loud on startup, and this is the other reason I didn't upgrade, because there was a boot manager error on my hard drive that it would not load from my hard drive, and it would only load from the CD. And I tried multiple things to fix this. I figured out the error, but if the damage was done, couldn't fix it. So I had to have the CD in the drive. So my computer started up, the CD drive had to start, and it took forever, even on an SSD, to boot up because I had to run from the CD first. And it was just loud. And so when I did this, I was like, I'm going to get quieter everything because I do not want a rocket engine taking off every time I turn my computer again. And yeah, it's great. But my power supply is the one that's loud now. Yeah, they look like from the 1970s. They're but I don't care. It's in there. I don't see it. That my case has like a 240 millimeter on the side. Like my case has many large fans and not many smalls, and large fans tend to be quieter too. So because it's like, yeah, it just sounds like a slight breeze. I don't even. It's fine. Yeah, it's it's slightly pricier for sure, but I didn't care at that point. I'd rather have it be quiet. So I do not want to do the lip syncing on this right now. So there anything else I can do? Still have to figure out how to actually like end this, because it's not going to be Tempest anymore. I changed that idea, or it's because I'm using. I don't want to have similar things. Yeah, no, I know you get what you pay for. And when it comes to some compute, like I also got an M.2 hard drive that's only used for video gaming. Vermintide has it so many times where I go to load the game and they're telling you the thing between the mission and it loads the game before it finishes, and I'm sitting in a second loading screen that's just waiting for people to get in because I've beat them. Dragon Quest, the loading screens on there gave you tips for the game, but the game loaded within about under 2 seconds, and I never read any of them because the game loaded too quick. So yeah, the M.2s are amazing. Yeah, I don't have a Pro. I think I have a 960 or a 970. Can't remember. I just have one of them though, and I only use it for gaming. I was originally going to put my operating system on it, but I decided not to. And I kept it on my SSD. But I have a nicer SSD. I can't remember what it was, but it's a nicer SSD, and it's still computer boots in a couple seconds. I don't think that M.2 would have changed much. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about doing too. But they're pricier, and at that time, I was making a lot less than I am now, and so I was making a good amount. I wasn't in a situation where I wanted to drop that kind of money on stuff. I think I dropped $1,200. We have a Micro Center like literally 3 miles from here, and they price match everything. So I went in there and I just said, hey, the M.2 is cheaper on Amazon. Best Buy has this for cheaper, and they went down the list from my phone, and they're like, yep, and they dropped all the prices to whatever Amazon and stuff was selling it for. It's real. Micro Center, if you have one nearby you, is amazing. Yeah. Newegg tends to be pricier though. I used to buy from them all the time, but now Amazon's cheaper on almost everything. If every now and then Newegg does beat them, but if Micro Center sells it, I'll just go to Micro Center. So, and they're super good. And if you have any questions, like, there was one thing I was going to go buy there once, and they're like, no, it was Crossfire cable. I had one and I needed 2 because of something weird. And they're like, and I was gonna go buy one, and they're like, no, just contact the owner of the card, and they'll just send you one for free. I'm like, oh, so they basically dissuaded me from making a purchase, and told me to go get it, and that's what I did. I contacted them, and they gave me a free one. So, they're very good there. Their information is good. They have good products, and if there's any problems, you have a store to return it to. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I have a 1 gig. I'm not a 1 gig, a 1 terabyte. I think. Yeah. It's a 931, so yeah, it's 1 terabyte worth. But I don't even have all my drives plugged in, because this is my main drive for SFM mainly, and a lot of other stuff. Operating system, gaming, and then I have a backup drive that I haven't plugged in yet. But the reason I didn't have it plugged in is because I had all those computer problems, and I wanted to make sure that bare minimum was plugged in when I booted up, and I'm really lazy.
You want to be a scientist?
Oh yeah, I was going to just keep it like that. Was the lighting done on this? Yeah, I did the lighting.
Headshot surgery!
20-30 minutes. That's actually not that bad though. Mine's about the same. It used to be like 5 minutes. And the one here actually said that they were doing pretty poorly, but then the light rail opened up nearby, and so they had all these, as they said, the hipsters from downtown started showing up, but they felt bad because there was a mom and pop shop there that was doing pretty well. And then when the light rail opened and all the hipsters started stopping at Micro Center instead of this mom and pop place, and they went out of business. So they said they felt bad about that because they're like, it wasn't an intention, it just was a consequence of the light rail. But when the light rail opened up, their business just boomed. Every time we go there, there's a line just all the way through, and they're busy as hell. They're still good, answer questions, and they get people moving quick, but they are busy. Just 8 terabyte. Some of those drives are huge. Yeah, the biggest one I have is 3 terabyte, and that's literally just for renders to just dump because I do not delete things. It scares the crap out of me. I could probably mark this one as done. If I'm not going to have her doing anything here, I can just... This could be my first done one. I'm going to bake it. Okay, do we want to have it so that she is not doing anything? Or have the hair still bounce? Kind of like the hair bouncing, but the problem is I do not have this one would have to be manually done. I think it just needs to be turned down a little bit. I think that should work, and then I'm just going to copy what this hair is doing. So this is going out. This hair needs to be pulled in a little bit more. This is going out. Okay, I'm just going to screw it, and we're just going to go straight out. Alright, later, Shadow King. I only had 2 external drives, so I can't put them in. Oh, that sucks. I switched from a mid ATX to a full ATX, and it has space, but even then, it's I don't want to fill it full of drives because you're just looking at the fan that's pulling from the front's not going to be able to pull much because it's just going to have all the drives to go through. So then this one goes in. Okay, and then we go back out again. And then we go back up, down. Okay. And again. Out again. And again. Scope, I saw your panel on the schedule. Your panel confused me because it just said D-face and I thought it was an indicator on there for something. So yeah, we will be there for it. Not enough SATAs? Yeah. My motherboard I think has 8 slots, But it's again, do you really want to plug that much stuff in for power draw? Not something I'm going to do. Something in the middle here just stopped working right. I could have probably done them all at the same time, but I don't think these jiggled. Nope. The other one is kind of. I'll go with it's not enough though. But it's enough to give me a basis to work from. So it kind of worked, but it fell out right around here. And it fell out again right here. Okay, her eye right here, the eye light is going in and out of her pupil. I don't like that.
Hey, you want to be a rocket scientist? Headshot surgery. Oh. Rocket science.
I just love this. It's such a perfect sound. Alright, so I'm gonna consider that done. Like, that's fine. So our first done clip. Look at that. It's green. I could probably call this one done too. Because this one I really don't want to... Because it was following up from her doing the same type of actions. I want to make sure he's doing about the same in follow-up. And you can't see his hair anyway, so make all the jiggles go away. That should... save memory. Should I light his eyes? Have I lit it in these other shots? No.
I got an idea for a rocket nav.
Why is his eyes like that? Should be like that.
I got an idea for a rocket navigation system, but I need your help. Rocket science! Woo! Hey, you want to be a rocket scientist? Headshot surgery! Oh! Headshot surgery!
Yes, rocket science. Sure. Hey. Yeah, this one actually. If I did lighten his eyes, this shot would be really tough.
Headshot!
I think this one though, I want to put a little bit more rim or something over here. Something feels off over there. I'm going to call this one good though, because this one is essentially done. So this one then. There, that looks a lot better. Because this angle, you can't see it anyway.
Headshot surgery!
It feels different, but it's not really. I think this is technically the same. Yeah, it's the exact same position. So the fact that the light doesn't show just means that it wasn't actually showing anything. Actually, with this wrong platform. Oh, that's the wrong one. Doesn't actually change anything. If that's considered done, I can optimize the crap out of it then. The mallet even, I could probably get rid of. Like, I can't, gotta keep that. What is this one? Below the shot, not there, bye-bye. That's also not in there. We won't touch that one for now because it's not done. Is there anything in this one I can super get rid of? I think this one's actually about as good as it's going to get. Yep. Makes it so I can actually preview with the lights on. So then this one, I can also get rid of platform. So nothing in this shot. That's what I thought. These aren't actually shining on him, so they're not needed. Go to this one. This will drop render times quite a bit. Really, I could shut off all of these except one. Yep. And no change. Yeah, it's running at 60 FPS. So we're doing good on that.
Headshot surgery.
It means that those, was it at 32, it finishes rendering in just like a couple, like 1 second. It'll zoom right through those for renders, and that's saving time. That one's
Headshot surgery.
got a lot of cleanup to do. That one is essentially, his tail isn't actually going to wobble. The ears are actually pretty good. So as long as those go, this actually could be fun done too. So do your ears behave? No, they didn't. Oh, wait. These ears did though. Aha! Yeah, I really don't think I have to do anything in there. There's nothing I can do. So what else can I get here? Over here, everything on the platform is. Wait. Yep. Everything on the platform is gone. The mallet, I think I can get rid of this one. Okay. The walls have to stay. The science stuff. Can you even see this stuff? Oh, I can see the two pipes right there. Yeah, so they have to stay for consistency. He's done. None of these lights are needed. Nope. Alright. 45 for that one. Mark it done. If we keep it this pace, we'll have it done in like a week. Nah, it's not gonna stay that quick. This one I can mark down pretty quick too. I do need to do another test render to make sure that everything is behaving as it should. Okay, so this hair, is it moving with this one? Okay. So is that all I need in this one? I'm going to say yes. Another green. He'll take a little bit of time because I do have to do his tail, but that it won't actually be that bad.
Navigation system, but I need your help. Rocket science! Woo! Rocket science! Woo! Rocket science! Rocket science! Woo!
Yeah, thought about changing something there, but I was going to keep it. Don't really need to do anything to Spike here either, so just bake him, though he does look a little baked as it is. He has no jiggle bones? No, he has a lock, so it's not going to bake them. Oh, he does not have any jiggle bones. Oh well. His ears and stuff can move though. What? What did it do to you? Oh, I can't unlock him. Because his chest thing. I was like, what is going on with Spike? I'm actually going to turn his ear up a little bit more. And when he's harumphs, have it drop. I'm gonna reduce it, but at first I'm gonna let it go as stronger. Okay, I'm gonna just reduce it a bit. Oh, hi, Aggie. How's it going for you? This camera's perfectly still.
Rocket science! I need your help.
That's fine, actually. You feel harumph? Okay, I'm gonna rename it that. I don't know if that's how they spell it, but it's gonna be how it's spelled. Looks more like abbreviation that I use at work.
Rocket science! Woo! Hey, you want to be a rocket science? Hey, you want to be a rocket scientist? Headshot surgery!
It never gets old. Alright, so that I don't think I can do anything in that one right now. For what time we got left anyway. No. No. Actually, I originally didn't finish these off completely because I wanted to do a final review. But I really think that these are all good to go. So we're going to see that 0, 150. A lot of these gears aren't even in this freaking area. Why is this still in there? One of these walls is still actually being used in this shot. It's that one. So if I delete the rest, yeah, it's nothing. Ceiling, is this even used? No, go away. Why are you in the shot? You're not used either. So all these are being used. Except that one. So all those are being used, so we're all good. The walls being used, lights being used. I'm gonna group these. I'm gonna call these cogs. Ah. Same way with this one? Yes, it is. There is no walls. Delete. Okay, the ceiling is used, but not the hanging cables. And not this one. The fan, I need everything from actor, low angle. Actually hitting the ceiling there, I'm going to keep it. And all the rest I need. So that's all like efficient. So I think this we can call good then too. Oh, that one's going to take me a bit. Oh, the gear shot? I don't even know why it's in there. I needed some kind of a filler. Oh yeah, I need to add some kind of electricity or something there. This SFM just does horrible electricity.
Now grab the brain! Grab the brain!
It's super quiet. Birdie.
You got a brain! Got a brain! A brain! Woo! Now put the brain on this rocket!
That one actually is just about done. There's not much I can really do on this because Spike doesn't have anything to bake. Yeah, he already baked them. Like I can't actually. I think that was done. There's just, like legitimately nothing I can do to this one. The main thing to add in the end is finishing touches on jiggle animations and ensuring everything's accurate, but everything's already done. So anything I can clean up on here? Don't need that. Particles. Magigora still needed. I might want to verify color on that. It's close enough. Floor. You don't actually see the wires or the floors. I think you see, yeah, you see that wall when it flies over. You see all of the mallet, you see the brain, you see just about all the ring lights. No, you don't. Do not see that one. There's no point in having it. The other ones you do see. Okay. Now the rest of the stuff is needed. Those ones hit this area even if just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's good. It's just funny when you can. This is shot is efficient and it's running at like 40 because everything's cleaned out, and then you hit this one, and it's like, and there's just nothing I can do about it. The Walker Ball base is not taking out much. The walls, I could actually clean up a little. There are some that aren't in shot. Like I think this whole section is not in shot, actually including this section. Not in shot. Does moving them change lighting in any way? No. Originally I kept them on there because I was copy pasting, but I'm at the point with this where I don't think I need these shots anymore. Actually, I have a bunch shut off too. I can get rid of them. Might be able to run it at a respectable frame rate. Make sure I'm not accidentally deleting something important. There. Okay, oh yeah, it's already running better. Any here. I think this one's not needed. Nope. And this one. Yep, and get rid of those too. Oh, these got left behind. Oh yeah, I probably don't need these either. What am I talking about? This should help pretty drastically. Can I get rid of these? Yep. The furthest I get in is at this point, but because of that door in the way, I can take up to there, but I'm not going to risk that. I'm going to take those ones. And I want to see what I have for increased frames. Have these even used? It actually is, but it's on the edge. It's probably just an oopsie. Okay. I might even be able to get rid of like this one, but again, that's an edge one. I'll leave it. Okay, let's see how that runs now. Quite a bit better, actually. Still running at about half the final frame rate, but it's usable. I think I can't get rid of these. Nope. can get rid of those though. I'm doing well. Started a new job recently, so it's been I've been really busy with that, but it's a good career change, so yeah, I might just get rid of these. I do not see myself changing this shot at all. Yeah, you can't even get behind that wall anyway. That one I have to. Oh no. Well, SFM is simple and complicated, I will say. You can definitely get into some pretty detailed stuff. And like I placed all of these, so it's not like they popped up automatically. I'm at the end of working on some of these shots, and so your frame rate drops no matter what's in the shot, even if you can't see it. So I'm going through and cleaning it up so that I can increase some of the render times and efficiencies that I have in here. So, but like to get this to be circular, I had to make a central model and then math out the rotations of each. But that's just as complicated as you want to make it. You're only limited by your imagination. No more trips that I know of. The job said I was supposed to have 10% travel, but I don't think we have a facility in Texas. Before, work was a local facility in Texas. Now it's a local facility in Arizona. So, but it's what was it? My old job finally gave me the raise I needed, which was 40% at about a week or about a month and a half ago. And then, but they wouldn't back pay me. So I said, okay, F you. And so I got a job in another place paying 10% above the 40%. So, but it's a lot bigger company, a lot better benefits, a lot better future. So, but I don't see myself traveling with the job, even if they tell me that. I do data analytics now, and so it's before my job was quality compliance for a medical company. Now I'm a quality analyst for a government defense contractor that makes big bullets, big explosives, warheads, that kind of stuff. Ooh, lots of stuff in here. This one I might... This is already running at 30. I don't think I really need to do too much with this one. Well, we can do some. Yep, that's the furthest out it gets. So I'm gonna get rid of at least one more row. That sounds nice. And I think I already finishized that one as much as I possibly could. That one's gonna be rough no matter what.
This will be frickin' sick!
That one I don't think I can really do too much.
Science!
I think this one might be done too. Kind of. Why do I have so many raised floors? All the buttons are needed. Computers, control panel, one supplemental panel. Yep, that's all. Need the floor, need the actor. Let's call all the rest good. There's not much I can do on this one either.
Science! Science!
User helpers for engine shake. Oh. Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything better on that. So mark that one done. Now I can possibly do some cleanup on. So, anyway, just going through here and doing a review. We're got more green than I thought I was gonna do, so it's good. Progress. Getting there. I just figuring out how to end it. That's all I gotta do. So, anyway, it's after 9, so I am good on here. Okay, he's done. Dude, any ever like past retirements, physics and science professors are the best. They're absolutely the best because they're like, let's do some stupid shit. Because what are you gonna do? Fire me? But yeah, I will be back streaming Tuesday again. And then no stream next Friday because of MLPMSB. So it would just be next Tuesday. So anyway, I might have a guest then too. Anyway, have a good weekend. See you later, Aggie and Blurred a little border. And people here have face. Twice sad. Anyway, alright. Good night, all.